Where's that at?
I'm from Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Hello.
I am s-kdvicious, and I'm here today with Black Hilt. Alright, just to start off, can you go down the line and give me your name, what position you have in the band, and your favorite ice cream flavor?
I'm Remington McNeely. I play guitar, rhythm guitar. Sometimes rhythm, sometimes other stuff. My favorite ice cream flavor is Rocky Road.
Anyways, I'm Preston Waterbury. I'm bass, lead vocals, and I also handle merchandising. And my favorite flavor of ice cream is sherbet. Is that ice cream? Whatever, we're going with sherbet. Stop talking. All right.
I'm Max Drury. I play lead guitar, and my favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla.
I am Tristan Lochner. I am the drummer of the band Black Hilt, and when I get ice cream, I try to make it taste as much like s'mores as possible.
What? Classic. You got a s'mores fetish.
I do have.
The first time the person just said, oh yeah, Black Hilt, and I thought, Black Kilt?
God,
That's
a classic thing.
And I was a little disappointed,
Yeah.
no one's wearing a kilt.
We didn't any, but someone has done that before.
Tristan.
This guy.
So I guess the question is, where does the name Black Hilt come from?
You guys.
Yeah.
Really, just a combination. I've always been intrigued by bands who just kind of have the kind of two names. There's Red Fang is one. We were just trying to come up with a name. I think originally we just had Black
With
an
a bunch
umlaut
of,
over it. But then people would think we're European.
Everyone has their darkness they're trying to fight, and so with the handle being the base of your defense and attack, then you have your weaponry to fight off your darkness, kind of thing.
He's really
Dude,
proud
are you
about
just
this.
coming? Are you just coming up with that? Because
deep.
why didn't
That's
you
deep.
tell us that earlier?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Tell me how and when this band got started.
But him and I have known each other for 12 or 13 years,
Something like that.
something like that. We've just been playing together, and then just over the years, just actually wanted to make a band. And
4th or 5th grade is when we actually got our first band, Flame World,
Flame
trademark
World.
official.
Really?
Yeah.
EP coming never. Him and I realized that to be in a band and actually try to make something of yourself, you need to find a group of people you just click with, because you need to be able to just converse without words when you're
Why are
playing.
we together?
You're just trying it out, and that's when he joined, when we were still in high school.
Tristan was working at Guitar Center at the time. I was just in there. I was playing Black Sabbath covers. He was like, "Hey, are you in a band?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Do you want to be in a band?" And I think at first he thought I said no. Because he goes, "No, you don't?" And I'm like, "What? No, yes, I do."
Whether it's other bands or where you live or what's going on in your own lives, where do you pull inspiration for your music?
Everywhere.
Musically, it's a lot of different bands we listen to. I mean, we all have different inspirations across the board. We got our resident thrash guy over here, and
Dad rock.
Dad rock.
Piss off.
Classic Beatles man here. The Lamb of God guy.
Musically, it comes from just being pissed off. That's what the whole thing is. We just look at everybody else and we're just like, you know what? Go to hell. I think it's based on a lot of conflict.
I've never been able to double bass. Do you have any tips or tricks for anyone else who's struggling with that?
What I recommend is find a foot technique that is comfortable. However, don't sway away from the hand technique.
Individually, what was your reason for getting into music?
His dad, actually, because seeing some of the stuff that he did.
Took my answer.
Because he's a multi-instrumentalist, so being able to do all that different stuff kind of pushed me to be able to do that.
I don't want to be redundant, but it's also my mother. Actually, it's my father. Because my mom, on one side, she was a child in the 70s, so a lot of her tastes were, the 60s, like British invasion and all that. And on the other side, my dad was a lot of he's a big Elvis fan and just classic rock. It was just everywhere growing up.
I'd say, not to copy answers. My dad had a little bit to do with it. My dad was always blasting Kiss, and a lot of it was actually A lot of it was like 70s disco, actually. I'm not even kidding. What we do now, a lot of it came from, my uncle had this huge CD collection, still has it, about 300 plus CDs, a whole bunch of weird ones. I got my first Metallica album from him.
Yeah, they're pretty obscure.
But a lot of just weird stuff, and that was where that kind of blossomed, and then eventually I was like, I want to play that. Doing marching band and things like that in high school.
But mine started out pretty simple. I picked up a guitar sophomore year just to try and woo the ladies. And I started listening to Metallica. I listened to rap a lot before that. And then, so I started listening to Metallica. I was like, this is cool. I wanted to learn how to play some of this and, maybe pick up some girls. But turns out a lot of girls don't really like Metallica. I really love.
Did you just generalize?
I started to love the music, and it really brought out a different side of me. It was a huge release. I started getting the Slayer and stuff, and family-wise, there's not really anybody in my family that plays instruments or listens to that heavy music. They're all, why do you like this music? I can't really explain it.
If you could have one band or artist, dead or alive, anywhere in the world, see you guys perform, who or what group would it be?
But I did recently see Paul McCartney recently.
All right, we get a Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'd have to go with Black Sabbath.
I'd have to go with, it's a simple answer, Metallica. I mean, they're the ones who originally got me into playing guitar.
I would say if he were still alive, I'd want Dimebag Darrell in one of our crowds.
Like I kind of said, it was during your show at Games that I lost a toenail. So the question is, what is the craziest thing that has happened at one of your shows?
Probably that.
Somebody
The toenail thing's pretty crazy.
Somebody gave birth.
No, shut up.
We could get real down and personal with it, but I don't know how Preston would feel about that.
When he pissed his pants.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, I'm totally cool with that. We are in the middle of the set, and I preface this by saying I have one kidney, and it messes with me. I have to pee a lot. So we were in the middle of the set. We were playing a song called High Noon that Max sings on, and I had to piss so bad it wasn't even funny. I'm standing on stage and I'm just shaking. It's awful. And finally I decided it was affecting my performance to the point where I said, forget it. And I just pissed my pants on stage.
We later sold the pants on each other.
Personally or collectively, we kind of already talked about this. What makes you angry?
Tristan. Rude customers.
Yeah.
That pisses me off more than anything else.
Family problems make me mad.
That's overall, just the looking down on others is probably the biggest thing.
That I think society's viewpoint of musicians in general, I think it's really looked down upon, and a lot of people who try making it have a lot of those figures in their life who will put them down and say they won't be able to make anything of it.
Last question. What can we expect from you in the future?
A whole mess of an album that we got some very special things lined up for you.
Geez. We got an offer to record a few songs with Kevin Reif. It's Reif Studios.
Wristbands. That's about the only thing, merchandising-wise.
A bunch of stuff lined up for you guys, including special guests. I'm not going to tell you because it's ultra special.
All right, well, that's all the questions I have for you guys. I will put links to all of your stuff, including GoFundMe, into the description of the video. And any parting thoughts or words to say to your fans?
Hold it to the hilt.
Are you actually vicious?
I mean, I lost a toenail.
Yeah.